Thank you for joining us for the latest episode of One Play Classic. And we've seen tremendous action in our coverage of grassroots, school, national and international sport, and we applaud the athletes for their commitment. Now, this featured match is a perfect example of the entertainment on offer, so let's not waste any more time and get straight into the action.
So once again, a hearty welcome to the Hassan Al Bolkiah National Stadium. It's time for us to get started with the last, or I'd say the curtain closer for both these teams. Brunei DPMM FC, who outperformed the season, and Hougang United FC. It's going to be an exciting finish and one that we've been waiting to see. Let's quickly get you acquainted with our officials for the day. Our main referee will be Mohammad Taki from Singapore, assisted by Ronnie Koh, G. Prem Kumar and Tawfiq Thana. We will get you acquainted with our team lineups in just a little bit, but for now let's remind you that both these teams do come into this game on a fairly decent high. Keep in mind the fact that Brunei DPMM FC did lose their last game to Tampines Rovers, and there's the desire to win today. As Coach Adrian put it, they'd like a sweet, perfect finish, and that's what they're going to be looking forward to. As far as Hougang United is concerned, well, keep in mind the fact that they too had a very, very interesting game. It was a 4-4 finish with Geylang United. So we will get down to business in just a little bit. And let's remind you, of course, that DPMM were crowned champions with 2 games to spare, which pretty much left them with that option of really trying to finish perfectly or to take their time to do it. And we do have the guard of honor for the team. And that's a mark of respect. And how exciting is that to watch that? Just respect shown to the team that performed the best this season. It's going to be an interesting game, as I said. A lot of sportsman spirit displayed on ground. And keep in mind the fact that it's going to be a competitive battle. So for now, let's get you acquainted with our team lineups. We start off with Brunei DPMM, who will be represented by Fakhari Hassan, Charlie Clough, Azwan Ali Rahman, Hendra Azam, Abdul Azizi, Andre Varankov, Najib Tarif, Nuri Kwan and Blake Ricciotto. Joining them, of course, defender Hanif Hamir and captain Vardhan Yusuf. Time now to look at Hougang United. Hougang United will be represented by Afiq Yunus, Afiq Noor, Kong Ho Won, Anu, Nazrul Nazari, Ridwan Baruddin, our keeper, Jordan Westring, Faris Ramli, Nikesh Singh, Zulfami Arifin, our captain, and Farhan Zulfikli. Also on field today, we shall find out what exactly this battle means for both sides of the fence. We did have a few words from Coach Clement, which we shall get you acquainted with during the break. But for now, it's 2 hungry teams and both have a reason. Brunei DPMM will want to finish this game on a winning note, finish the season on a winning note. Hougang United are tied with Tampines Rovers on points, separated by goal difference where the Rovers lead. So if Hougang win this game and Tampines drop points, that's pretty much it. Hougang could finish as runners-up. And as you can get a view, the players going to different sections of the field just to pay tribute to the fans who've supported them. A very nice gesture from the home team for the home fans. A word of gratitude, a sign of gratitude before they can get started. So it's looking to be another interesting game, as I said earlier, and it's rained a little bit, but the temperature seems to be fairly pleasant, just hovering in the late 20s. We will get started, of course, with the game in just a little bit, so do stay with us as the action unfolds on field, and we'll tell you a few bits and bobs about the side in just a little bit. Keep in mind the fact that keeper Vardun Yusuf has a record of sorts this season. He's kept the most number of clean sheets, and he leads with 10 clean sheets. Turned 39 during the last game that DPMM played. So he's actually got polished over the years, and the older he gets, the better he gets. So he's been a driving force for not just Brunei DPMM, but also for Brunei football as a whole. Very inspirational figure and a lovely lad. So let's get into the thick of things right here at the Hassan Al Bolkiah National Stadium, which of course is known not just for its atmosphere, but also for thriller games. Time to find out who will emerge the winner and who will walk away with the defeat today. And it's into the action right here at the Hassan Al Bolkiah National Stadium. Round 24 in the Singapore Premier League 2019. The curtain closer for both clubs on the field, and it was, of course, Azwan Ali who kicked off proceedings in today's game. So a very interesting day indeed. And as we talk, of course, the stadium still filling up. So Hougang, well, just looking for that first chance to attack. It will be interesting to see what they can come up with here today. Now you've got Anu, who stepped up. So that's well taken. A decent enough defense coming from DPMM. Well, just an early start and the first opportunity falling into the lap of Hougang. Just a bit of a twist and a turn, and that's Captain Zulfami. Gets the first touch of the ball as well. And the throw-in to be taken by Westring. Jordan Westring takes it. It's back to Jordan, who sent that out of play. Well, not the best throw-in coming from DPMM. And he'll have another go at it. That's exactly what he does. Fakhrazi Hassan. That's knocked away easily by Azwan Ali. Captain Zulfami still trying to restore it for his lads. Just a bit of a tussle there for the ball. And almost does it for Faris Ramli. It's been a very interesting turn of events if you actually look at the way that both clubs have performed in the season. One for DPMM to come back after a good 5-year period and win it. Remember the last time they won it. And that's straight back to the Hougang keeper, Ridwan Baradin. Knocked straight ahead by Afik Yunus. So as I did say earlier, it's been a very interesting time. The last time that Brunei DPMM did win this game was in 2015, and the fact that now they've won the championship again was the first time that DPMM are moving up ahead. It's a quick move there from Fakarachi, and that's decent enough defense from Hougang. Well, DPMM still persisting. It's back to Fakarachi. Ricciotto kept away from it. Well, down the right wing again. Fakarachi pushing it into the danger area. Strong chance here for DPMM, but that's picked up. Safely done there by keeper Ridwan Baradin. So not a worry at all. What was looking to be, well, a rather dangerous moment. It's now turned out, well, just to be a defensive one for Hougang. Well, you had Blake Ricciotto along with, well, main striker Andrei Varanko in there. Straight across the half line, Ricciotto chasing it down. So things haven't really panned out the way it should have in the first few minutes. The team's still getting acquainted. The long ball will fly across. Charlie Clough giving the ball the treatment. So the DPMM attack did come close. And well, if you have followed the team over the years, last year DPMM was just, well, struggling to actually get their feet on the ground all the time. They did perform fairly well, finished in the top 5, but it wasn't the team that we're looking at this year. It's an aggressive side. It's a very attacking side, balanced in defense, and Coach Pennick has done wonders with them. As far as Hougang United are concerned, what a story to write home about. Some of the finest players in the Singapore Premier League now in the team, including Afik Yunus, Faris Ramli, Anu, who did a bit of flashy work with Home United under coach Aidil Sharin back in the day. So a lot of changes that have taken place in the past couple of months. And once again, getting up close and personal, that's a decent header! And the opening goal! The opening goal! It's sheer joy as Varanko comes to the party. What a turn of events. Quick attack, a good amount of bite in that, and the Hougang United defense just taken by surprise. Well, that ball needed guidance, and didn't get the guidance it deserved. So it's 1-0 DPMM. And just to look at how things panned out, very fancy work being done. So that's goal number 20. And if you're trying to figure out who's going to be wearing the golden boot this season, your guess is as good as mine. So Varanko on 20 goals. But Hougang fighting back. They do know how important this game is. Well, here's pretty much what the carrot at the end of the stick is for both clubs. As I said, for DPMM, it's just a sweet, perfect finish. A gift for the home fans to what's been the best season for them in recent times. They played some thrilling football. For Hougang United, it's very simple. If they win this game and Tampines Rovers drop points, Hougang United finish as runners-up. And they'd be looking forward to that because that gives them a shot at playing in the other continental tournaments. So that's a big question, but will Tampines drop points today? And will Hougang United be able to get the better of DPMM on their home turf? It's a big ask here, and a big task if you ask me. But talking about that, well, the lads in blue surging ahead. Safe hands from keeper Vardhan Yusuf. So not a worry at all. He does put on a really good show here, and that's what transpired. It was a quick run down the right flank, but keeper Yusuf did have it covered with a bit of a helping hand. So Nazari getting ahead with the attack down the right flank. Was fairly quick actually. Probably just a little bit of support might have helped. Straight back to Paparazzi. Paparazzi does well. He's got an obstruction there from skipper Zulfami, who's moved it to Nikesh Singh. Nikesh Singh finding the gap, but that's cleared fairly easy by Charlie Clough. So how things have panned out in the Singapore Premier League 2019. Well, it's been good for the league itself. It's been good for football on both sides of this fence that's down there. That is in Singapore as well as in Brunei. Been an exciting contest. Bit of a feeble header. Bong Ho Won, another key player to watch in the game. He's been much talked off with his defensive work. Well, closing it down there, Abdul Azizi will get it to Blake Ricciotto. Obstructed strongly. Had Anu on his tail for a bit. And we've got a player down. That looks like our first casualty on field. Well, just a view of that goal again that we had earlier. So we still have a player down, and they're trying to figure out what exactly is wrong. Should be up and about. We're trying to figure out if it was, well, it wasn't really a very bad injury, but it looks like it's Najib Tarif. And so he is walking off field. We'll get him back on in just a little bit. Just a slight sprain. One of the key things to remember in today's game, of course, is the fact that it's such an exciting crowd, and it's been building up ever since we started, so there's still a good bit of time for people to still fill in. Well, can't really get you a view of the side that we're sitting on, but that was full enough. It's a quick pass back. Once again, Fakarazi gets into the danger area. Couple of nuggets that he's actually thrown at the Hougang defense. He's been able to, well, just work them really well. And this time we've got another player down. Referee Taki just trying to play will be tended to. So just getting a view of what's happening on field. The Hougang player being attended to. And he will be up and about. So it's Anu who took a knock to his leg, looks like the knee. So Anu will be back up and about in just a little bit. Just got stuck in that defensive move. That's picked up now by keeper Ridwan, who was taken by surprise a while back by that fairly early goal struck by the leading goal scorer of the season. That's Andrei Varankov. Clough knocking it back. Quick run keeps almost keeps that ball in play. Farhan Zulfikli. It's a very interesting bit of a relationship that we did have, of course, in DPMM FC, and we were trying to figure that out a while back. Charlie David Clough, who's played for a couple of teams, plays as a left back here for DPMM. He's actually been a part of Bristol Rovers, Dorchester Town, Sutton United, Bath City, Newport County and Weymouth. But the most important part is that he played for Forest Green Rovers, and that was under coach Adrian Pennick. So when coach Adrian, of course, did take over the reins at DPMM from Rene Weber, he decided, of course, to infuse one of his trusty defenders in there, and that's how Charlie Clough found his way to Brunei. Well, another shot at goal. It would have been, but, well, keeper Ridwan's got it covered this time fairly easy. And it's, well, moments like this that can actually prove to be fairly, well, challenging. Well, Clough heads the ball away. Well, a nifty run down into the danger area, and it could turn things around a little bit for Hougang United. Fakarazi seems to be down, and referee Taki just trying to figure out what the big deal's about. So will be a free kick opportunity for the visitors here. Who will take it? That's a big question. We've got a change on field as well, as Anumanthan Kumar, the lad we call Anu, is off the field. Oh, well taken actually. Decent enough spot kick from captain Zulfami. Hougang very hungry for that goal, and that's picked up by keeper Yusuf. Vardhan Yusuf to the rescue. So we did have an injury earlier to Anu, and Anu off the field. Shafiq Ghani replaces him. So an entire turn of event. Anu, of course, one of the strong midfielders, has the versatility to fall back into defense. Blake Ricciotto gets behind it. That's just left loose for a little bit. Living life dangerously, the Hougang defense. Blake Ricciotto pushes it forward. And that's, well, just a bit of heartburn for keeper Ridwan Baruddin. So it's not been the easiest for him. Ricciotto once again gets it ahead. Azwan Ali trying to create a few worries, and that's pinball! Straight off the upright, not once but twice for DPMM. So close, agonizingly close to getting that second goal. And the upright just standing in the way twice. Well, all that hard work done by Azwan Ali down the left flank. So just to run you by the scores, of course, and to keep you in the loop about the other games. Tampines Rovers and Young Lions, it's goalless as of now in 19 minutes. Balestier Khalsan Warriors also goalless, but Albirex Niigata have got ahead with 1 goal up against Home United 18 minutes into the game. So very interesting. 2 goals scored in 4 games, across 4 games. And are we expecting a goal shower today? Well, time will tell. Keeper Vardhan Yusuf gets behind it all over again. Hougang will need to work the grid harder. Abdul Azizi, lovely back pass there. Receives it back again. Oh, this is beginning to look like an ambush job. Ricciotto gets behind it, and that's kept away by Ridwan. Ridwan Baruddin does well. Well, 4 men in orange. And it wasn't a commercial for a soft drink advertisement. This was really threatening. So Hougang, the defense being tested time and again. You got Azizi, Varanko and Ricciotto just pushing as hard as they can. It's kind of been a worry. And the visitors finally decide to get going. Fakarazi in the way, but not for too long. Farhan Zulfikli, well, did get to the ball, and that's going to be a misdemeanor. First caution in the game as well. And the first caution being shown to Hanif Hamir, the Brunei DPMM defender. So free kick. Can Hougang make the most of it? Goes Farhan Zulfikli back up and about, and just returns the favour with the tackle, but that was fairly clean, so it's got to be a throw-in opportunity. Taken by Jordan Westring. An appeal there from Shafiq Ghani. There's Varanko. Gets it to Blake Ricciotto. Ricciotto across the half line. We'll slip it back to Abdul Azizi. Azizi still taking it through. Got Fakarazi now for support. And that's finally cleared off. Just getting in the way when he could. Jordan Westring. Well, smartly done there by Hendra. You just want to park that ball when you can into the most opportune places. Here's Charlie Clough. Clough once again with the long ball. Ricciotto denied an opportunity. And Hougang looking very spirited here. Straight off to the right flank from Singh. Well, that looks like a hard enough knock, but it's defended. Sent ahead by Abdul Azizi. But this time, well, the visitors have it covered. Here's Ridwan Baradin finding Captain Zulfami. Receive it back from Afik Yunus, who sent it to, well, the right flank. Chasing it down now. Farhan Zulfikli in front of the goal! And that appeal for a penalty will be ignored. Well, moments like that don't come by every day. Well, every day is not Sunday, but today it is, so it would be rather wrong to throw that one in. So what's really happening right now, of course, is the fact that the Hougang defense have just been pushed, tested, time and again. And it's just that DPMM attack. They've got the pace factor going for them. Well, they've got home comforts. Keep in mind the fact they're playing on home turf. But that aside, they did fall in their last game, so no excuses there. Luckily, it's just a single goal that separates the two clubs on field. And that goal lies with the home team. Quickly shifting it back. There's Abdul Azizi. Azizi gets behind it once again. And that looks like it's definitely going to be a bit of a hard collision. All the officials just checking with them to see that everything's all right. And we'll need to get, well, a bit of help. So the medic running back onto field. We'll have a quick look at our player who's down. So 4 battles being waged right across the Singapore Premier League 2019 today. We shall, of course, keep you in the loop about the other scores. But for now, just to update you on the current situation in the game. Well, our player from DPMM being treated while Captain Ridwan sends, keeper Ridwan sends the ball back into play. But suddenly looks like there could be a bit of space here for Hougang. Well, there's a man shot on field. You'd always want to take the advantage of that bit. Well, just that collision with the defender. Put him out of action for a little bit. And it is Abdul Azizi. Well, needed a bit of help. Here's Captain Zulfami. He's got Nazari in. Now just stepping on it. You've got Nurikwan. Well, this time the Hougang custodian just stepping out of the box to clear that. Well, he's probably just tired of the ball getting into the box. Now here's Farhan. Well, Farhan working the grid between the defenders. And the experienced DPMM skipper just says, I'll take it from you, lad. No need to worry. Well, just to keep you in the loop, we are closing in on the half-hour mark right here at the Hassan Al Bolkiah National Stadium. You've been with us from the start of this game, and we must keep you well updated with the fact that just a single goal has been scored. It was Varanko who took his goal tally to 20 goals this season. Now chasing it down from the outside once again. It's Azwan Ali who got it well into the danger area, but the Hougang captain clearing it. Here's Hendra. Hendra finds Azwan Ali. Azwan Ali, well, knocking it ahead, and that looks like it's going to be a free kick opportunity as Varanko is down. Well, a sheer cheer of delight from the crowd. So it's another up close and personal opportunity for the home team here. The interesting bit is, can they double their tally? Faris Romley was just gazing it down earlier. Knocked straight ahead, and that deflection could have worked for them, but it's actually worked against them. So a bit unfortunate here for, well, TPMM. But a miss is not always the last bad when you've got a corner opportunity. And Hendra gets behind it once again. To Hendra Azam. Not the best, but decent enough placement. Charlie Clough heads it. It won't find the target, and Hougang can breathe a sigh of relief. Well, to be fair to the club from Singapore, they have, of course, given it their best, and they've been fighting hard. So this match is still not done, and we know that just as well. Well, Westring couldn't figure out whether he was trying to trap the ball. Charlie Clough just pulls the ball away from Farhan. And Varanko, the danger man, gets in once again. Well, that header will save the moment for Hougang. But those headers could also be very, very dangerous, especially when they are up so close to the goal area. Pucciotto needs a helping hand. That's sent ahead. Can Nazari work his magic? Well, this guy has definitely got the pace. It's Farhan. Can move fairly fast, but every time he gets up close, he's got to contend with Charlie Clough, who is not in a very welcoming mood when the opposition gets to his area. And another pass. That's not going to work in his favor, and he knows it. Well, definitely thought that he'd struck goal. Well, sometimes you just want to push and give it your best shot and see if it pays off, even though you know you're offside. So Abdulaziz has had his moments in the game today. And if a goal comes that easy, you very well know that it's not going to stay. So as I said earlier, right here at the Hassan Al Bolkiah National Stadium, we've had a very good turnout. I wish I could have shown you our side of the fence, but the side that you're actually getting a view of, well, as the camera pans, you will see there's certain pockets that have really filled out. It's a big stadium, keep in mind the fact. That's pulled away smartly. Well, the lads in blue just working as best they can. Here's Farhan Zulfikli. Now getting behind it, it's the captain, Zulfami. Well, we'll move to Tawfiq Noor. Oh, lovely back pass. Can he make it through? That's the big question. But just tailed it by the DPMM defense. Oh, agonizingly close if you ask me. Well, the question that I think is going to be on Coach Clement's mind when he gets into, well, the break is what's really gone wrong up ahead, and it's actually been very simple if you get a broader view of it. Well, you've had the Hougang attack surging ahead in ones every time, and the DPMM attack has always been in 2s, 3s, and sometimes 4s. Yes, Fakhrazi. Well, looking for his man, but he won't get to him. His ball's quickly turned out by Afiq Yunus. Fakhrazi trying to find Abdulaziz. Varanko definitely looks like he's got a plan. 20 goals in the season, can you believe it? And that too, of course, he had to actually audition or get into a tryout for the team, and that's the interesting bit. So just want to fill you in on a little bit of him if you aren't acquainted with Varanko. He is Belarusian. 9 appearances for the Belarus national team from 2007 to 11. He's played for various clubs including Dynamo Kyiv, Obolon Kyiv, Slavia Mosir and Gorodea. 21 appearances with 19 goals. Let's make that 22 appearances with 20 goals for DPMM since the start of the season. So it's almost a 100% record if you ask me. And if he can actually probably score 2 more goals, that will be a 100% record or strike rate. Oh, that's a blind offer header. That's goal number 21. Varanko with a bullet from the head. What a massive moment that is. So it's 2-0 DPMM. And this game isn't working too well for the visitors. Varanko almost left unmarked there. You just needed the right pass, and that's pretty much what he got. Well, from the left flank, a bullet of a header, as I said, 21 goals. It's a fascinating move Lovely setup from the left flank. Well, that assist was just ultimate sweetness, if you ask me. So DPMM on a high here, and Andrei Voronkov has grabbed his brace. Well, that ball just sailing ahead. Ridwan Baradun gets out. There's going to be an offside call either ways. And it's just kind of, well, if you ask me, the Hougang United defense just split in that last moment. And it's something that, well, Coach Clement will have to consider when he takes the boys back in for a dressing down. Also, something he'll have to consider when the teams clash again on October 19th, and that's when Hougang play Brunei DPMM in the Singapore Cup. So a lot to take from this game, yet all is not lost for Hougang. We're just approaching the 40-minute mark. To be fair, we're almost 6 minutes shy of hitting the 45, and with 2 goals in the bag, DPMM FC are in the driver's seat and cruising currently. Well, sometimes when you can provide a cross, you want to think about how perfect it can be, but you also require, well, an able striker to be able to execute the shot. And if you ask me, besides the fact that he's had some excellent teamwork, Voronkov has really been, well, the sniper of the 2019 Singapore Premier League. He's just been in terrific form. And he's got the ability to strike when the iron's hot, and that's how important it is. Well, don't forget the last time that the clubs met in the Singapore Premier League. It was Hougang United that got the better of DPMM 3-1, and that was when Faris, Sulfami and Nazrul Nazari all found the target, and it was Blake Ricciotto who well, kind of reduced the deficit for DPMM. Today things could turn out differently. That's a bit of a loose shot, if you ask me. It's not going to worry anybody. That's quickly turned out by Zulfami. So Hougang trying to fashion what they can. Here's Singh taking it ahead. Okay, Singh, and that's been the kid to watch in today's game. Curved beautifully, but safely collected by keeper Wardan Yusuf. But Farhan Zulfikli, he's been the lad to watch in today's game for Hougang United. He's just been very active. So just to get you acquainted a little bit with our, well, flavor of the season as far as goalkeeping is concerned, and that's keeper Wardan Yusuf, better known as Mohammed Wardan, plays as a goalkeeper for the national squad as well. Played for DPMM FC in 2004 and then from 2006 onwards. Has made 23 appearances for the national team. He was the keeper when Brunei gained their first World Cup qualifying victory over Chinese Taipei on 12th March 2015. So he's been quite an inspiration to a lot of the young lads who actually do play football. Well, that shot flashed straight past the away post, so well, no worries here for DPMM. And as we approach the halftime mark, we will of course keep you in the loop as to how much of added time we have. Will that be time enough for Hougang United to pull one back? Well, that's a very important question, and it would do the team's morale a lot of good if they really did. But as it currently stands, well, another clearance there, fairly easy from Hanif Hamir. So we're looking at 2 minutes of added time. And keeper Baradan called into action during that bit. So 2 minutes of added time is what we have. So Afik just knocking that ball away. And as we currently, well, to follow the events on field, a throw-in opportunity taken by Fakharazi. And just putting that ball right in the path of the Hougang midfield. That's a kick run down. Charlie Clough stands in the way. It's going to be a free kick, and he picks up a caution as well. So that's 2 cautions handed out. Charlie Clough and Hanif Hamir earlier. So definitely a free kick opportunity here. And the question you want to ask yourself is, can Hougang United make the most of it? It's time to pull one back, and could that time be now? Well, decent enough shot, and that's slippery fingers, but safe there for Wardan Yusuf. So well taken shot, if you ask me, but keeper Yusuf had it covered, so DPMM will hold on to that 2-goal lead that they have. Here's Ridwan Baradan, and that's half time right here at the Hassan Al Bolkiah National Stadium. Let's remind you that this is the curtain closer for the Singapore Premier League 2019. Last game for the clubs on field, and last game for 6 other clubs that are currently playing today. We shall keep you in the loop about those scores, but for now, it's Brunei DPMM FC 2 and Hougang United 0. It has been raining cats and dogs, but do keep in mind the fact that, well, in good old school days, rain like this was always a welcome sight. A good chance to play because you don't feel the fatigue with your perspiration washing off and it cools down. But at a professional level, it's an entirely different story, especially if the turf gets slippery. It will be Hougang United to start off proceedings in this part of the game, and it's kicked off by Shafiq Ghani. Well, just about missing that header slightly. It was Nurikwan. So, well, a change of sides, and could this spell a change of fortune for the lads in blue? The question, yep. Quick header there, and well done, if you ask me, by Ricciotto. Who's done the smartest thing possible by tying his hair for this part of the game. Well, with all the rain coming down, wouldn't want that hair getting into his eyes. And we've got another collision on the far end, on the right flank. So referee Taki will just get a view of what's happening there with the players who are down. It did seem like a bit of a hard collision, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Things being very slippery on the turf. And among the two players, it's Abdul Azizi, who's down from Brunei DPMM. Just a bit of a hard collision. Remember, Azizi, one of the main strikers in the team. Abdul Azizi Ali Rahman. He's got a good bit of history behind him as well, as far as his family is concerned. Charlie Clough has been solid as a rock. Well, here's the interesting bit about Charlie Clough. I did talk about him earlier. Well, he's just your everyday reliable defender. And when you use the term reliable, there's a lot that goes with it. Because as a defender, it's not about flash. It's just about being able to clear the danger, keep those attacks away, intimidate the opposition strikers. And Clough, very well seasoned with that sort of work. Yes, keeper Ridwan Baradin gets the ball away before it gets a bit too dangerous. Clough sends it back to Barthan Yusuf. Even as Afik Noor was approaching him. Quick flick there from Najib Tarif. Tarif's got it back again. Here's Varanko. Finds Ricciotto. Back to Varanko. Varanko was trying to get it away, but it was picked up by Nazari. And just a slight worry there for the Hougang defender, but not for too long. Now as it stands, Afik Noor will win the benefit of the doubt over Blake Ricciotto, which means it's going to be a free kick opportunity, and referee Taki just sounding the warning bells there. What you really need is a bit of help, and what you really need is a bit of, I'd say aggression up front. And just in case you're trying to figure out the Hougang colours, I must tell you it's an interesting match. But that after we find out what happens. Najib Tarif gets that ball into space. And that's just past the right post. Oh, what an opportunity missed. You want to pound those goals as best as you can, and it was Oswan Ali did swing that left foot out. Well, he did have a good bit of time and space as well, but just couldn't fashion that effort too well. So it's still DPMM that do lead 2 goals to nil. And Oswan Ali with the last effort on goal. Throw an opportunity will be taken by Najib. Swings that over well. Varanko decides to push it down to Fakhrazi. Fakhrazi was looking for Abdulazizi, but it's just clamped down there by Afik Yunus. Throw in will be taken. Aswan decides to pass it on. And it's Fakhrazi who takes it. It's off to Aswan. Back to Fakhrazi, who just gets a bit of help. Down the centre, here's Varanko. There goes Ricciotto. And the Hougang defence will putting up a wall there. So plenty of worries, as we can see, for both sides of the fence. Hougang have come out looking much stronger after practically losing that first period. And although many would have said that the second goal that came from Varanko could have been avoided, they were both beautifully struck goals. So you've got to give credit where credit is due. And Varanko on 21 goals in 22 games. If he scores a hat-trick, he goes off with a 100% strike record. Keeper Wardan Yusuf almost getting to it. Nazrul Nazari was looking to find his man, but Afik Noor was a bit too far for it. There was a huge worry there. So there's been no change since we kicked off the second period. The rain hasn't let up either. It's still pouring, but just a little bit maybe. Farhan trying to motivate his lads. Najib sends that away, but not for too long. Oh, lovely pass there from Afik Noor, but Charlie Clough just getting the better of the Hougang lads time and again. Ridwan Baruddin once again caught out of position. And sometimes it can be detrimental. So, one of the key aspects of this game is, Brunei DPMM, who almost didn't make the Singapore Premier League this year. And they will thank their stars for having made it, because it's been their second championship after they plucked out the first one way back in 2015. Good pass there from Faris Ramli. Picked up by Afik Noor. For most part of the league this season, Kong Ho Woon, the defender, has been in fantastic form and much needed addition to the team. There's Charlie Clough. Well, that's a bullet of a shot! And he's managed to hit the target. So they pulled one back there for Hougang United. It's now DPMM. Brunei DPMM 2. Hougang United 1. And that was a blinder of a shot that came through. Well, wonderfully done there. Terrific effort from Shafiq Ghani. Well, sometimes you think the least expected of players can really turn things around. Ghani just whipping that ball with his left foot. So, Hougang United fighting back, and it's good to see a fight on hand. 1 goal shy of the equalizer. Here's Ridwan Baradin. And another player down on field. Well, the stretcher being called on. A helping hand there from Kong Ho Woon. And well, he's taken a couple of knocks in today's game. So it is Hendra Azam. Well, did see him playing last year, a couple of games. It's just a fantastic midfielder. He's got into a bit more of a less adventurous game this season. It was Abdul Aziz who was injured, it looks like. Yes, it was Abdul Aziz who was injured. We were just talking about, well, Hendra Azam was a wonderful player to watch last year and really gave us some fascinating performances. Not really slowed down, but just got into a bit more of a tactical position. Probably has to do with the coach. Oh, that could be dangerous, but keeper Yusuf to the rescue. Well, so close yet so far for Nazrul Nazari. And we've got a change coming on as Abdul Azizi will be replaced by Adi Said. Well, Said himself has his whole family playing football. One of the favourites of the team. Well, I do remember him as well last year. So Adi Said, 23 appearances with 7 goals for Brunei since 2012. Has played for Brunei DPMM from 2012. More than 115 caps with 30 goals. Earlier this year, he did make a move to UITM FC, but found his way back to DPMM. Well, he's one of the old faithfuls. Here's Kong. Kong Ho Won finds Shafiq Ghani. Straight back to Shafiq Ghani from his captain, Zulfami. Down the left flank, and you just might want to get in a bit of help from Faris Ramli as well if he's around. But Charlie Clough gets it away. Blake Ricciotto chasing it down. Ricciotto moving it into space. Looking for another attack here. And that is brilliantly done. Absolutely fascinating teamwork. DPMM FC restoring their 2-goal lead. That is a sure piece of work. And it's struck by Adi Said, who just made his way onto field. It's now 3-1. And the goal entirely exposed for Brunei DPMM as keeper Wardan Yusuf well, comes in to have a word there with his striker. So Adi said off the bench, and he's knocked one in. A lovely setup by Ranko as well. So 3-1. And a sheer joy here. Well, I did say this earlier, he's the old faithful of the team. Has been around for the longest period of time. He's a reliable lad. And sheer joy for the team as well. So Brunei DPMM 3, Hougang United 1. No change in the other scores across the Singapore Premier League for the time being. Here's Ricciotto. Ricciotto chasing it down. Looking for a helping hand there once again from Said. And it's going to be a corner opportunity for Brunei DPMM. Well, did remember talking to Coach Adrian Pennock, well, just before the game started. And Coach Adrian, well, talking about how if there's one thing that he wanted to give the fans back here today, it was really a victory. Just a sign of gratitude for the support that they've given them right through this entire season. And it could very well be turning out to be that. Going in for the pass rather than the long kick. Here's Azwan Ali. So it was Hendra who took the corner. Azwan Ali still with it, but not for too long. Hougang managed to pull it away. Charlie Clough with a clean tackle. And this time, well, Hougang might just find themselves outclassed if they did not score another goal soon enough. It has been worrisome, and they'll have to think about what they can do with the next couple of minutes. Well, almost 30 minutes left on the clock. Almost, I say. Actually, 27 and a half to be precise. That's a spirited run once again from Fakuradze. Well, just comes in like a flash. Well, the DPMM squad that I did see last year, not much has changed. A couple of players here and there, including Priyamov going off, Varankov coming in. Brian McLean, who actually Charlie Clough reminds me a lot of. But Clough, of course, a much faster, more solid defender. But the rest of the DPMM lads have just got really fast and aggressive. It's been such a welcome change now. Nasul Nazari looking for a helping hand. Oh, that's a superb shot. It's now 3-2. And Hougang United fighting back. That is a really good sign. So, the deficit reduced once again. And it's the second time around that Shafiq Ghani decides that he's got to put one. So, we've had a brace for, well, Varankov earlier in the game, and now a brace for Shafiq Ghani. And the score, Brunei DPMM 3, Hougang United 2. So one more goal and I'll say we've got a match on hand. But keep in mind the fact that DPMM, well, they've been hungry for the goals as well. They've still got that single goal lead. And you kind of try and figure out what was Hougang doing in the earlier part of the game in the first period. Well, they just had the defense split open twice during that part. And taking it down now, Adi side. Adi decides to go for goal, and that's a good save. That is a very good reply from keeper Ridwan Baruddin, and 10 on 10 for that effort from Adi Said. Well, it's certainly turning out to be one competitive game here at the Hassan Al Bolkiah National Stadium. Well, let's keep you reminded of the scores. Currently, Albirex Niigata still hold on to that 1-0 lead that they had. on 69 minutes. Malaysia Khalsa have pulled one back against Warriors. It's now 2-1. Brunei DPMM and Hougang United, as you know, is 3-2. But Tampines Rovers and Young Lions, finally a goal, and the Rovers have scored. So corner opportunity for DPMM. That's up against the side netting, and well, absolutely no worries here for Hougang for the time being. But you never know when the DPMM attack could spring a surprise. So a good 25 minutes left in this game, and we already have 5 goals on the scoreboard. This was looking so positive here for TPMM, but the Hougang defense, well, just proving to be stronger in this part of the game than they were in the first. Here's Charlie Clough, restores the ball back. Blake Ricciotto gets behind it. That's sent ahead by Hanif Amir. Now down the right flank, you've got, well, Nurik Wan to also help out. You've got Fakhru Razi there on the right flank, who's got that speed. And if you try and ask me, it's probably that area which happens to be the most productive for DPMM. Although having said that, well, 2 of the crosses did come in from the left, at least in the first part of the game. Well, there could be something in here for Hougang if they decide to pull it together, but Najib Tarif will snatch his possession. Hadi Saad was chasing it down, but he'll have to let go with Kong Ho Won, well, being knocked over. So I can't really say it's even Stevens, but it's been a well-matched affair in the second period. Quick work being done here now by the Hougang attack. Quick clearance by Hendra, picks out his man well. It's Hadi Said who's got behind it. Well, he's in the legal zone for the time being. It's Ricciotto who decides to go for goal, and that's turned around. And that was Waranko again, sorry. Waranko could have actually made it 22. I was taking a quick look at Waranko over the past couple of years and, well, what he's done with other teams. But in today's game, well, he's just been a shining light for DPMM. So one more goal, that's what he needs for that 100% strike record. And one more goal is what Hougang United need to get, well, back on level terms here. Hafik Noor tried his best at pushing as hard as he can. Here's another familiar side. Or should I say another familiar side? Hadi side chasing it down, but not for too long as Kong restores to the keeper Ridwan. Well, 4 men in orange in the defense area. Not trying to push that ahead, Nazrul. It's just outside the box. No free kick will be granted. So he'll have to skip and hop and get back up. Hadi side decides to go for goal, but that's picked up safely by keeper Ridwan. Well, could have knocked that one in. That's more than certain. Well, almost went one-on-one with the keeper there. Hafik Noor. Another player down, but it won't matter. There'll be no free kick there. Definitely not a foul or a misdemeanor. And every few minutes you see the ball land right back at the feet of Adisad. This time it's Najib. Najib racing ahead. Needs to get the better of the two defenders. Well, just losing his nerve a bit there for a minute. Not easy when you have two lads on your tail. Now straight back to keeper Ridwan. The Hougang custodian has had his fair share of tremors on field today. Well, the long ball from the captain. Well, he was chasing it down. And we got to figure what exactly is going to happen. It's a caution shown there to Warden Yusuf. And referee Taki has pointed to the spot. So this could definitely be the turning point in the game. A yellow card for the captain of DPMM FC. Well, was it really as bad a misdemeanor as it seemed like? There was contact. No, certainly. Well, the crowd's not happy. And we've still got to get the Hougang player on his feet. And assuming responsibility to take the penalty, it's going to be Shafiq Ghani. Nazrul Nazari. Well, contact there on collision course. Not on collision, but contact with keeper Warden Yusuf, who's not at all happy. Well, just having a word there with referee Taki before the shot can be taken. Well, probably the best contribution that Nazari has had. Now it's going to be a battle of nerves here. Shafiq Ghani to put Hougang United back on level footing. Could this be a hat-trick for the Hougang player? Oh yes it is! And it's 3-all. Hougang United are back in the game here. And it's even Stevens once again at the Hassan Al Bolkiah National Stadium. No fancy celebration there, but 3-all and a hat-trick for Ghani. We've got a change as well on field. As Najib Tarif comes off and he's replaced by Suhaimi Anak Salau. Now coming in from the left, we do have, of course, well, a battle on hand here. What's interesting is we're just about 18 minutes shy of hitting the 90. There might be a bit of added time, but we've certainly got a game on hand. And if you're the kind of person like me who likes competitive games, well, you definitely did not want a one-sided affair to end the season here. We will have, of course, a championship presentation post-match where DPMM FC rightfully earned it and won it in style this year. But for now, it's this game that matters. And the team that it matters most to is actually the visitors, because it will just give them a shot in the arm to finish runners-up if the Rovers lose their game or drop points. Remember, finishing runners-up does have its benefits. It gets you into the AFC tournament. So that's into the Continental Arena, which is such a major, well, stage for the teams. And just as we talk, Warriors now lead Balestier Khalsa 3-1, and Tampines Rovers still holding on to that 1-0 lead over Young Lions, while Albirex are still 1 up over Home United. It's a corner opportunity. And it's, well, Hougang who could reap the benefits of this one. Shafiq Ghani to take it. So he's really become, well, the lucky mascot for the team in today's game. Well, did come off the bench. Oh, that's a beautiful placement, but nice defense there from, well, the Brunei DPMM backline. Osman Ali. Just a small clash there with Farhan Zulfikli. It's all on friendly terms. To an opportunity for Brunei DPMM. Was taken by Suhaimi. Well, actually entirely missing the line of the ball there, Nurikwan. And that could have been trouble times. Shafiq, well, was looking for his 4th goal. That ball spinning out of control. And that's out of play. So, no worries here now for Brunei DPMM. We've got another change coming on. And this is for Brunei DPMM, as Hendra Azam will come off. And replacing him on field, it's going to be Razimi Ramli. I did mention this earlier, one of the players that I've really loved to watch since the last year or so, Hendra Azam. A very, very creative and talented lad. Hougang playing a very spirited game. It's a quick run from Nazari, but Charlie Clough just gives him the shoulder, and it's all very clean. Yes, Kong gets it to Farhan. Farhan needs a bit of support. Draw Afik Yunus in. The captain sends it back to Afik. Here's Shafiq. Well, has been marked for the past 10 minutes or so. Ricciotto pulls it away. That's a quick run ahead. Aswan Ali, well, taking things further, but now, well, it's Waranko and Ridwan Marathon, well, will pick it up safely. So I did say this earlier, it's still a record of sorts for Andre Varanko. 21 goals in 22 games. There's always space for one more. And every time he does get it, you expect something to happen. Well, couldn't really get the accuracy factor down there. But just trying to keep the pressure on Hougang from that end, rather than let the ball sail towards his defensive area. So what a game this is turning out to be. It started off with fairly pleasant weather that turned into heavy rain showers, and that's given way to goal showers. 6 goals for the count. And there's still space for more to be struck here. And what a way it will be to finish off this season. So, just a little more than 10 minutes on the clock. So win or lose, I do have to take my hat off to Coach Clementino for today. Well, if you can be down 2 goals in the first period, come back and slam 3 goals in the second, give the other team just 1 goal, well, that bodes very well of your ability to fight back, and that's what you need in a team. You've still got Nazari down. Coach Clement not too happy. Has his animated self out in the open today. So getting into the last, well, part of our game here. It has been a match of sorts and well worth, well, the time of the crowd that's turned up for it. They've braved the rain, they've sat through most of it, and well, it's actually kind of gone dry. The second period did start off with very heavy rain showers, and well, just as I was saying, the fans will just waiting by to support their team. Well, this night will certainly be remembered here in Brunei, there's no doubt about it. It's been a fascinating, well, outing. Oh, that's a solid bullet! What a slam of a shot! And that's exactly what Brunei DPMM needed at this point of time. They needed a goal, and it's come at the right time. So Brunei DPMM lead 4 goals to 3, and that's with 8 minutes left on the clock. Oh, it has been an event. It has been an event for certain. And that's a terrible defensive slip-up on the part of keeper Ridwan Barudin. Well, if you put the ball right in the path of the opposition, it's never going to bode well for you. So a brace as well for Varanko earlier, and now a brace for, well said, who came onto the field. Well, in the second period of play, he's turned on the magic. So a second strike from Adi Said. And just to keep you in on the scores, Albirex Nagata still lead 1-0, but Balestier Khalsa Warriors are 3-all in their game, and Tampines Rovers and Young Lions are 1-all. So let's put it this way, if Hougang United can pull off a win here today, they could finish runners-up, provided the Tampines Rovers and Young Lions score doesn't change. So it's a win-win situation, but it's all left to Hougang to do. They're a goal behind. And what's wonderful for Brunei DPMM is 2 goals by Varanko in the first period, 2 goals by Said in the second period. They've just split, well, the profits, if you ask me, or the fruits of their labor. Straight off now to Zulfami, who's led the team fairly well. Well, sometimes in the excitement of the game, defensive slip-ups can be some of the major mistakes the team can make. Rushing ahead, Afik Noor needs help from Farhan. Farhan looking to find somebody, which he does. It's off to the captain, Zulfami, back again. Oh, looking for that through pass, but tight defense there from DPMM. Yes, Faris. Faris still with it. Well, pulled away, but not for too long, as it's restored by Razimi. Richioto finding Baranko. Baranko sending it ahead. Razimi brought down. But it's all clean here. Well, time races ahead and time waits for no one, and that's something that Hougang will have to keep in mind. It's now 4-3, 7 goals for the count. And it's been a sheer delight for the fans who've turned up here today. Absolute magic from both sides of the half line. Well, no foul there. But Afiq Noor trying to pull it away. Azwan Ali gets it. Azwan Ali. Well, sends that over. That ball just lying in space for a bit. Here's Razmi. And that's another goal! Goal number 5! Well, that defense just split open wide. Brunei DPMM are on song here today. Well, that massive fight back from Hougang in the earlier part of the game. And now it's 2 goals in quick succession. Well, it took quite a bit of time for that one to come through, and all it needed was a nudge. And well, that's what you're looking at. Razimi Ramli comes in, needs a bit of help, and we've got, well, the scoreline now reading 5-3. And it's a player that we've been watching all along, Fakhrazi, who scored it. So, Fakhrazi Hassan with the 5th goal. Hougang United now definitely in a spot of trouble. It's turning out to be a bit of a mountain to climb. Just barely about 2 minutes left and a bit of added time that will be thrown in for stoppages. But as it stands, it's still 2 goals behind. Corner opportunity. Can they knock one in? Well, that's sent away by Razimi Ramli. But the Hougang attack still very keen on getting one through. But not for too long. That is a fancy run. Azwan Ali once again getting it to Fakhrazi. And we've got a change coming on. Could a fresh pair of feet make a difference? We've got to find out, as Farhan will come off, and in for him it's Fazrul Nawaz. So Fazrul Nawaz replaces Farhan Zulfikli. Would this be a little too late? That's a big question. Remember, Fazrul spent a good bit of time with the Stags. Did watch him right through last year. He always has the intent. Well, can he lift the spirits of the Hougang? Well, faithful here. So there's not too many of them here today. A few. So 5 goals for DPMM. Hougang still looking for that elusive one. Kong with the nudge, but that's pulled away. Keeper Ridwan will have to get to it. And while he does that, let's keep you in the loop that we've hit the 90 here. 4 minutes of added time thrown in for stoppages. 4 minutes. And 4 minutes to find out if DPMM will have crushed Hougang United's dream of making, well, second place or finishing runners-up in the Singapore Premier League 2019. Charlie Clough decides that he wants to, well, do the solo all by himself. The solo dance would be more like it. And it's just a question, that's what I meant by reliable defense. Clough knows what it means right now. It's about getting the ball away, keeping Hougang in their half of the fence. And that's exactly what he's been trying to do. Because the longer you can stall them, it's not going to make much of a difference. But for Hougang, it's desperate times ahead. Nazari still obstructed. There will be a throw-in opportunity for DPMM. Well, they've certainly worn their heart on their sleeve here today. There's no doubt about it. Throw-in taken by Suhaimi. Adi Said with the long ball. Waranko. Well, Kong has got it covered. Back to keeper Ridwan. Well, time waits for no one. Now the big question here is, well, can the visitors do anything? As of now, it still stands at 5 goals to 3. Shafiq taking the kick. Fazrul expecting an assist. That sailed out of line, which means, well, things are certainly beginning to look bleak. Coach Clement seems to be absolutely stressed here. Well, remember, if Tampines Rovers finished with a draw, they still finish runners-up. And here we have, well, just a shot of the coach earlier. I wish you could have got a side of it. Well, he's been waving the DPMM flag to the crowd. And Coach Adrian Pennick is definitely going to be the man of the year on sports in Brunei. There's no doubt about it. He has definitely groomed a very, very able and killer squad. So the guard of honor given earlier in the game, and rightfully so. Well, if Hougang have scored 3 goals in the second period, so have DPMM. And add to that the 2 goals that they scored in the first period. Faris. Fazrul Nawaz, what a save! 1-on-1 against the keeper, and Vardun Yusuf with another brilliant save. Well, the man who's kept 10 clean sheets this season, the man who's now 39, pushing 40, just turned 39, but fit as a fiddle. Well, Fazrul, well, finds that ball, lets it rest down and knocks that in. So it is a consolation there. Well, he did get that goal. It's 5-4, and referee Taki brings this game to an end. What do you say to that? Not 2, not 4, but 9 goals. And Brunei DPMM FC the worthy winners tonight as they win this encounter 5-4. I have to say, what a fight from Hougang United in the second period. But it's that first half where Brunei DPMM had already clinched the winner.
That's a wrap for this episode of One Play Classic. Do remember to stay tuned to One Play Sports as we continue our effort to create heroes and connect communities. Remember to follow us on our social media channels, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram and Twitter for the latest updates. We'll see you next time.